My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravaged country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Cess, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Share the video and let me make sure that I'm on live. Okay, okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, I say I will be coming on every day by 11 o'clock. But anyway, it's not 10 o'clock yet, but that's a good thing. And I had to come on at this time because I had to get some stuff. Okay, please share this video. We'll have a nice show today. Relax, 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 relax. Take a deep breath. You know, there's a saying, they say, who laughs last, laugh the best. I know sometimes things happen. People want us to go hard. And sometimes when I listen to things that are happening, I want to come out hard. But then again, I ask myself the question, a warfare? Going too hard and losing my cool, distracting me, what a warfare? No, it's not. It's not. Share this video.
Eating the cheesesteak? You can go back
to and my daughter.
Don't forget my request. You online.
Yeah, I will tell the people say your birthday.
Okay.
So, I know you have been listening to news. You're listening to Facebook from this morning all the way. Joseph Walker appeared in court today. That was a good thing. Joseph Walker walking there and pretending as if you don't know Mr. Cummings. But let me tell you something today. Politics is dirty. Politics in Liberia is different from politics in the other country. And I don't know about other African countries, but I'm talking about Liberia. It's totally different. It's dirty. And some people can do anything because of power. And that is what happened today. And before I start, and I will continue to repeat it to make it to get the record straight, Mr. Cummings will not apologize to nobody because he did nothing to anybody. Finish. Mr. Cummings will not apologize to anybody because he did nothing wrong. You cannot apologize for something that you do nothing. Why would you apologize? 2, I followed the entire network this morning. When they first came up, I saw the notification. I turned in. But before I start, I want to tell in this public manner, I want to congratulate Diamond, the guy from Spoon. Oh, he was excellent. Yes. He reminds me of Charles Will. This kid, this boy analyzed the entire court system, the entire case, and even brought it back into America and said, listen, if it was a country like America, then the person that would be there, they call it the DA, district attorney. And this boy brought everything down. He was in the middle. He showed a real professionalism when it comes to journalism. And he did it. If anybody ever watched it today, it's no disrespect to anybody, but he analyzed, and as they were giving him information from the courtroom, he was updating us. He was updating us. Now, if you ever watch Spoon this morning, just from the conversation between James and Diamond, even when James was talking, when Diamond was speaking, James was still interrupting. But listen, Diamond, keep it up, my brother. Keep it up. You did your homework. Keep it up. This is not my first time hearing Diamond speaking, as a journalist, but he knew everything that he was saying. But you heard any news came from that court to Diamond, because Diamond was the one who was receiving the message from the correspondent in the court. You heard anything from Diamond mouth saying that Mr. Cummings were in there sweating? No. No. Let us be honest. And when I was watching, I never made a comment. I never posted anything. I watched it while I was driving, going to work. And I saw all the comments. And people were pissed off with James. Good Day was all his analyzing the entire case. It was like Mr. Cummings in the wrong. Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings this. Why only James got the message from the court that Mr. Cummings was sweating, but Mr. Walker was not sweating? And listen to me. Whether we like it or not, whether we like it, we're not going to sugarcoat nothing here. People from Lofa County goes traditional. They will stand with their if they get 10 Lofians, they will divide themselves into 10. That is why they are not together. They are not, quote me, Lofians are not together. You get 10 Lofian group, they will divide themselves into 10. 10. Whether we like it or not, we see some of them what they speak. Some of them tell you straight up from that they are voting, they support Mr. Bwaka because Mr. Bwaka and them from the same county. Mr. Bwaka, that their uncle. James Flomo, James is from Lofa County. So James takes side with Mr. Bwaka. We all know that. We all know that. Listen to Diamond. Diamond and James was together. Don't take me for it. I want you to go back and watch it. I'm not here to sugarcoat or to say, oh, what's a Luscious store? And I will listen. You listen, if you watch it, what Elisha told him, said to him, don't be biased. Who told you Mr. Cummings were in the court sweating? He used that sweating was sarcastic way. He was also trying to downplay Mr. Cummings as, oh yes, Mr. Bwaka changed the story. Mr. Bwaka is saying that, oh, the document that they sent to NEC, that's not the real document. Right there, he carried the story. But listen to Diamond. Listen to Diamond. If you want to get the right, Everybody tell what good day. Maybe good day taking instruction from somebody. But my brother, you went to Tottenham High. We all went there. But that's your profession. You want to be a journalist? Be a journalist, my brother. If you want to be a partisan journalist or tribalistic journalist, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Now, Mr. Cummings not going to apologize to nobody because Luscious told and said to James, if you want you want to be biased, you think this is Lofa County, you want to be a Lothian journalist or whatsoever, go to Lofa County. Yes, he pissed off. He said that. It's not racism. What there, that spoon, we have to. So you see, that's how they bring in the division. But I'm not going to mind. I'm not going to waste my time. I would not waste my time on spoon. You know, and I know the people in Liberia who listen to Spoon knows that Spoon is a propaganda station of CDC and UP. So what make it bad for him? He don't even know where to go. And this guy continued to disrespect Mr. Cummings. Maybe the CEO of Spoon want to be like Cummings. Maybe he want to be like Cummings. But listen, God gives everybody the blessing. God gives everybody something special. I listened to Rodney C. He said God gave everybody something special. They got some people who get rich by maybe their wife or their husband dies and they got insurance money and they turn it around. Some people get rich, maybe their daughter and son die and they turn it around. Some people get rich, maybe their father, the mother died and they got insurance. Some people win lottery. Some people work hard to be rich. There are so many ways people get rich. So many ways. Some people rob other people just to get rich. But do not allow it to go through your brains as if you're nothing. You know, I tell God every day and I pray to God, God, if you give me money, one thing I don't want to lose is myself, my friendship. I don't want to look down on people that I knew before when I was poor. I don't want to look down on people to show that I get money so I disrespect you. I will not do it. It's not in my blood now and will not be in my blood tomorrow. We all know that people envy Mr. Cummings. They hate Mr. Cummings. They hate Mr. Cummings with passion because they are afraid that if Cummings president tomorrow, they will not cross no corrupt deals. Mr. Cummings left Liberia. Mr. Cummings, just like you and myself, they got some people who their parents were a little bit, some were worse, but at least they were still making it. They got people who were in the market selling potato greens and their son or daughter could go to CWA. You know what I'm saying? Some went to cathedral. They were hustling, sending their children to school. Mr. Cummings went to demonstration. He went to CWA along with Mr. Waka and whosoever. He graduated. He went to Cottington. They got people who sell cassava and send their children to Cottington. It mean that they were rich. Maybe they got scholarship. They went there. God bless him. He traveled. He went back to Liberia and worked. Everybody quiet. Now, some of us with a big mouth. So they got some people who very quiet. Very, very quiet. Very quiet. But we cannot sit there and allow people to disrespect good people because they will do it to you, yourself, and me. When you get back home, you want to be too earnest. They got other people who go into Liberia and using cash violence and think that they can buy their way through. They can pay for friendship. No. At the end of the day, you know what they're doing it for. You know why they're doing it. They get people who left from here. The only people they visited was ministers, lawmakers. But I will tell you today, with all the money that people got, all the richest Liberian that we know, Mr. Cummings have done a lot in Liberia compared to any one of them. Mr. Cummings started to visit Liberia constantly, frequently, every year, 2002. When he got there, what he did, he went to his school and contributed. He ain't got to announce it. He got there in 2004. He went to Buchanan at the hospital and contributed $300,000 worth of drugs and medication. Which of the Liberians that ever did that? Just one of them did it. It's in a newspaper. Thanks to this guy, what his name said, he brought it up the other day. And Mr. Cummings turned around. He continued. He makes sure Coca-Cola went to Liberia and gave $1 million towards Ebola. He took the delegation there and make sure that people who are working with Coca-Cola would never lay off. Nobody from Coca-Cola would lay off. But then Cummings was not running for president. Go back and listen to Mr. Cummings' old video. Mr. Cummings work. He make his family. He arranged his family. Going back home. Retire. He went home. He retired and gone home. Because of bad leadership. And see our people suffering. That is why Mr. Cummings decided to get into politics. Politics are not for corrupt people. But in Liberia, we believe that politics is for corrupt people. No. Politics, when you ask for people to vote for you, it's not about you getting rich. But in Liberia, every one of them want to get rich and want the power to suppress other people. Mr. Cummings got no reason of running for president, but no, because he loved his country just like yourself. He loved Liberia just like you. With all the money they got, Mr. Cummings got the best school in Liberia. They got people who pay to go to that school, and they got a lot of children on scholarship. When you make the grades, you get Nima Community College, who in Liberia have contributed $25,000 to a college. University of Liberia, $2 million for scholarship. He furnished the computer lab. Who did it? Who was the first Liberian to pay WIAC fee? Was Mr. Cummings. But we sit there, we criticize, we try to kill him because we're jealous. It's not for only that. They are jealous. Who is this guy? Who is this guy that entered this arena and refused to be like us? Who is this guy that's so perfect, that's so this, that's so smart, and he don't want to be corrupt? Our people dying, our children can't afford to go to school, but we sit there and we try to bring one man down. You shouldn't waste your time on people in America who think because God bless them, they get a few radio stations and they will just go and disrespect somebody because they believe that Mr. Cummings is nothing. They are afraid because they themselves might not be a corrupt people. They will stop them from being corrupt. Use your platform to benefit the people. Mr. Cummings should apologize because Mr. Toll said something to Flomo. Why Mr. Cummings apologize? Why? My people, listen to me. We got a lot of things to do in Liberia. People are suffering. Mr. Cummings into the race because people are suffering. It's not that Liberians, our politicians, don't know. It's not that they don't know, but they put their interest first. Y'all listen to them. Mr. Boaka went to the court today. They asked Mr. Boaka, do you know Mr. Cummings? Mr. Boaka said he got to know Mr. Cummings from the CPP. When was the CPP organized? 2019. He said he knew Mr. Cummings from the CPP. That's what Mr. Boaka said. On an oath. This is a man who wants to be president of Liberia and saying that he knows Mr. Cummings. And Mr. Cummings sweat. Okay, let's forget about him saying that he, even if this man was going to say, oh yes, I knew Cummings when he ran for president I think it was going to sound good. But this man said that he got to know Cummings from the CPP. That was disgraceful. This was the same Cummings man who were walking around with Mr. Barker. This was the same Cummings man who contributed the highest and challenged anybody in the UP in the second round when it came to finance. This was the same man Cummings who contributed more money than any Liberian to the Joseph Boakai Foundation that they today they throw out of the place because they're not registered anymore. The same Cummings. Mr. Boakai said he don't know Cummings from nowhere. He got to know Cummings from the CPP. Even Mr. Boakai, so you know what I mean? Either the woman had a brain freeze or the woman suffering from something. Somebody will tell me because I won't say it. Or he just want to lie deliberately. But listen to this tip. You're listening to this tip from Mr. Boakai in 2015 in Atlanta. You're listening for yourself that Mr. Boakai.
Hey, Alex, how are you? Friend and brother for many, many years, schoolmate. And when we embarked on this project, I talked to Alex. And I said, look, we have this project. You need.
You're year 8. Many, many years, schoolmate. And when I embark on this project, I call Alex. Alex, you need to be part of this thing here.
The Cynthia to elevate.
You hear that? This is the vice president, 12 years, going into the court, and everybody say, oh, Mr. Boakai not going to testify against Mr. Cummings. Mr. Boakai testifying against Mr. Cummings. Mr. Boakai lied again. He said the document they show him is not the document he signed. But let me ask this wonderful question and let the audience be the judge. Okay. The first framework document that they say is the original. Can they bring it? Because they all admitted and they aware that the lawyers did a work. First, he lied. The woman said, no, the lawyers didn't do it. Then later on, maybe he caught himself. So let them bring the original that they have in their possession. Let them bring it. Let them bring it. He said, oh, the chat room, and it was not advised then. Who are you to advise that it was not a better place? And that was the same chat room that you made a statement. Congratulations, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. But this man said he don't know Mr. Alex until they got to the CPP. Is that the man we should trust? Is that the man we should trust for Liberia? This man, UP, you know, it is shameful and disgraceful. Now, Mr. Cummings' lawyers will take the stage. He will answer the question. Look, let us stop this nonsense. They gave you one information. At the court, what they are saying, what the argument is, or are, the Article 8.5, exit clause. But you were here then talking about forgery. You were here then talking about forging signature, doing this. Even on the so-called network that pays for views. And I can challenge anybody that Spoon pay for views. Everybody watch Spoon online. Every Liberian watch Spoons from here to when you're in Liberia, you watch it. But let me show you something today. Let me show you something. Today was a very major court, and a lot of people were onto Spoon today. Lot of people were onto Spoon. And I watched Spoon, and I did a screenshot on Spoon. Today, Spoon went as far as 400 watching them. 400 watching. They went back to 2. They went to 3. They came back to 4 something. They went back to 2. They went back to 3. They were all in there. I did a screenshot just so you will know that they are all fake. It is time that people get to know that all this nonsense here It's all fake. You do it yourself. I'm looking for the picture. I will show it to you guys. But people in Liberia, let me tell you today, don't be afraid. Mr. Cummings is not living in America. Mr. Cummings live in Liberia. Mr. Cummings traveling around the country. Mr. Cummings go to other radio stations and speak. When the day God bless us, we enter Liberia, we will go from door to door. So let Spoon or whosoever can say whatever they want to say in Liberia, the people will not believe you. The people get a lot of things to think about. The people that in Liberia know Spoon to be a propaganda arm of CDC. They know that very well because other people in Liberia fighting for station, but they got 3. So I'm not going to waste my time. But one thing I'm going to say, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. When you're in that bush and you think that you're going to look for medicine to go that another man won't behind you. You do not go after people that do nothing to you because of politics. You want to be dirty? Go ahead. Go ahead. What goes around comes around. But if you get a journalist, it can be any journalist, try to be fair. That's what the people say they are join the list. If you want to be a partisan journalist, be a partisan journalist. You telling Mr. Cummings to apologize. People who work for Mr. Bwaka insulted Cummings publicly. You had a boss. Stanton, you got you spineless. Why you couldn't tell the butt naked Costa to apologize to Mr. Cummings after insulting Mr. Cummings? Why you don't tell Kev Hassan to apologize to Mr. Cummings when he sat on that show and bring him down? You think you think that because they say Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings answer people question, he talk to people and this and that. You think because they say Mr. Cummings want to be president, so he will lick everybody ASS? What the F wrong with you guys? You have more interview with Mr. Cummings. Cummings go around the country. You ain't got one day to talk to President Weah. President Weah gave her the audience one day to have an interview with him. But Cummings come on your show and you're trying to belittle him and disrespect him because of a lusher tool. If Mr. Cummings don't apologize, nobody will vote for Mr. Cummings because of a lusher tool. What is that? What are you trying to prove? You see, it's the same thing Jato used to do. That the same thing the butt naked boy used to do. Because he look at his 3,000, 4,000 audience. Cussing Mr. Cummings. What happened today? He barely can make it. He got it. The one that behind him now, that the one that who can think for themselves again. Then they say, oh, when y'all go behind Spoon, and y'all sort of concentrate on Mr. Cummings. When y'all be talking to Spoon, no, we still talking about Mr. Cummings. But we won't let the people know, the small people that watching us from Liberia, they will hear it. And they wonder who in America will hear it. And they who on Spoon in America, they will hear it. Since the people in Liberia can hear them, they will hear us. Me, I cost nobody. But what I'm trying to say, nobody should be fooled. If you look, let me tell you something. If you want a credible information, don't waste your time with Spoon. They will twist the information around and give it to you. The only good information you will get from there when you get nothing to do with politics. When you got nothing to do with politics, you can go there. They will be fair. They will be this and that. But if it comes with politics, they will give you the wrong information. People stay preaching tribalist. Why? Listen to me. Let me show this for you again. Then I expect, since he won't talk about tribalist and tribalism or whatsoever, then I expect him to talk to his friend. I expect him to criticize I expect him to criticize this boy here. Then I expect him to criticize this guy. Stanton need to tell him to apologize to Mr. Boaka.
Not going to change. Joe Boaka has no fresh ideas. Joe Boaka is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
So Joe Boaka did not condemn tribalism because Joe Boaka is a sadistic, unrepentant, unapologetic, tribalistic old man. That is what Joe Boaka is, and that is the only thing Joe Boaka knows how to do because he exploits tribalism. So, well, I say, I guess.
Okay. So, if you want to be fair, call him out. So you think coming on your network and be so passionate, oh, James Flomo went to Tottenham, James Flomo man used to sell potato greens, and James Flomo struggle. Quick. And Oloshoto went to one of the best school. Amen. So tell me, my people, who trying to bring the problem now? Everybody saw the tape today. This ball was bouncing up. How Mr. Cummings is in hot water, sweating. Why only he alone receive it, but Dama, he received that information. And Dama was the one who was getting all the information from there. So that's what they do. People, I'm not stopping nobody. The war is on. The political war is on. We will send our message the best way possible. Mr. Cummings live in Liberia. Mr. Cummings is not in America. They say, oh, nobody listening to y'all, and nobody can hear y'all. Nobody can hear y'all in America there. And Mr. and Spoon got 3 radio stations. Anything they say will go all over. My people, don't be afraid. That feel cool. Don't be afraid. Liberian people ain't stupid. Liberian people smart. They finished reading a long time. Morovia is Morovia. Morovia is Morovia. Who? Show me. Y'all put all the rich people together. Who have done more in Liberia compared to Mr. Cummings? Who in Liberia that have done more things in Liberia than Cummings? I challenge them. Mr. Cummings got more people on payroll than anybody. I challenge anybody on that one. Mr. Cummings helping organization. Not because some people go get $6,000 to a tire shop. That means they would laugh for him the day they ready or do all kinds of things. No. Mr. Cummings' contribution to the library is not because of politics. Mr. Cummings moved home. And I like what Timothy said. If Mr. Cummings don't win tomorrow, he will go back and do his work. It will not do nothing to him. It will not do nothing to him. He's not going to look for a job again. People look for Mr. Cummings' expertise. Other people around the world, my Liberian people, let me tell you today, people around the world look for this man's expertise. They see when we get war best. The only Liberian man who they invited, and he was on the World Economic Council. He was one of the panelists. Show me one other Liberian. Show me one. Hatred, power, greed. That is why they're lying. Talking about exit clause. But then when they finish with the exit clause, then they come out and say, oh, that forgery, Mr. Cummings gave fraudulent document. Oh, that black and white are not color. How would that be? How can a network, the biggest network in Liberia, be credible? When they already agree and they admitted and they're saying that Mr. Cummings actually forged the document. My people, Mr. Cummings never touched the document. URE never touched the document. Nobody touched the document. They gave it to the people who were supposed to do it. Mr. Cummings was just the chairman. The same way they were just there. The people did a document, they presented it to them. All of them got a copy. If they don't have that made, let them bring the copy they got. Witchcraft. Old man Bwaka is so deceitful. That old man, look, let me tell you something. Suppose say, oh, and y'all would need the old man. Let me tell you something. When it wastes, it wastes. When it wastes, it wastes. Two things. Either the old man, if you think that the old man can support Mr. Cummings, or if he support Mr. Joe, Mr. Weir, it will be bad. Let the old man show himself off and support Mr. Weir. Let the Liberian people know that this old man, he's a tribalistic old man, an unapologetic, tribalistic old man. He believed only in his tribe, and his tribal people believe in him. So there was nothing wrong to tell him, because they can say it every day. They can say it every day that even if Mr. Bwaka is not on the list, the people of Lofa County will not support Mr. Cummings, because Mr. Cummings is the one who's stopping Mr. Bwaka from being president, according to the people from Lofa County. And most of them, look what they say. Oh, to show that Mr. Cummings, Mr. Ure walk with Mr. Bwaka today. Yes, Mr. Ure is the instigator. Mr. Ure is the liar. Mr. Ure is the one who controls Mr. Bwaka. They only told him to leave the court because there was not a time to be in there. But don't worry, they will appear. I pray to God that our Lord should keep Mr. Bwaka in that court for 10 days. He will answer all the questions. All the questions. It's disgraceful and it's shameful to see a vice president going against another opposition. Opposition where a witness, state witness. It's a shame and disgrace for a vice president to be subpoenaed. That's a disgrace. CDC done with you. They catch you. UP, y'all will feed it. Y'all will feed it. Liberian people will give a message. And most of y'all will believe that either CDC will win or UP win. Y'all will be the one will be so brokenhearted because UP will not, and CDC, if even CDC win, CDC will push you under the bus. That the time y'all will regret. Some of y'all fighting to know Josh Weir. You ain't know Josh Weir. Some of y'all fighting every day looking for the telephone to call. They can't call. They can't call. They won't be on top of things. They go, oh yeah, we the garden. Corrupt government. Corrupt government. They can't even call the government out. All the killing are going on. All the stealing. They can never call it out. Today, another woman died in the place there. But how many seconds they took to talk about it? They don't have to talk about it because it made the president mad. They don't need to talk about it. All the stealing. Went to Liberia and spent all the time. Liberian people, listen to me. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let them scare you. To say Mr. Cummings and the ANC not doing nothing, that's a lie. We are on top of things. We're campaigning and we'll campaign. Don't fight them. Let them go ahead. They are only distracted. They're trying to distract us from the truth. You can speak the truth. Don't curse them. What you need to do is to just vote on that day. Don't curse them. Don't get vexed. Let them talk. You got to show you can talk too. Let them do all the talking because they are afraid of you. They are afraid that if Mr. Cummings is president, there will be no corrupt deals. They believe that if Mr. Cummings is president, the competition will be there. They believe that if Mr. Cummings is president, it's a problem for them. Serious problem. Maybe some of them will be doing money laundering or some of them will be doing some corrupt deals. It's not going to work under the Cummings administration. Liberians, let us not. The ones then who don't support Mr. Cummings in America, they accept they're so corrupt, they want to go home and control the corrupt attitude. But the patriotic Liberians, the ones that are in Liberia, who are suffering, who are going through, they know they need change. The Liberian people need change. We voted for change and we'll continue with change. We can't go backward. We cannot continue, we complain about George Weah and then bring the other corrupt group and take out George Weah and put them there. Liberians, you got two options. You either keep President Weah or you take Mr. Cummings, or you find a new person. It is your right. It is your call. But we cannot remove President Weah and then we take the other corrupt group with the Bena, Ure, the Yombly and put them there because President Weah didn't corrupt. No, we can't do it. Don't do it. And even voting for President Weah, you should understand, 5 years, the man get another term. He treats you like a slave. Then you go get him another term, you will sell our country under you. Trust me. You chase black car in a day, you find it, you can't find it again, my people. You made our first mistake. Don't blame yourself. It was not a mistake. It was a conviction, and you believe that President Weah was going to make the change. And he had a chance to make the change. It was possible to make the change. Don't let nobody fool you. It was possible. Look at the turnout. Look at the turnout at that program. Yes, you will say because of Ellie, but because of Weah. Every opportunity was there given to Liberia for Liberia to excel. Every opportunity was there. But what did they? They damaged. They stole from our country by imagination. They started stealing before they took over. Tell me, they had every opportunity to make it right. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. How can the president tell you there was nothing in the coffers, but you are still flying private jet? How can a president tell you there was nothing there, but you are still traveling with over 30% on a private jet? But you said no money. Our children are dying from starvation, from rape, killing. Now, one day the government will find one murderer now, my people. Tell me, you think Nigeria there's few development that will survive the people, put food on the tables? Because they want to eat. Yeah. Yes, we all agree. We want feeder roads. We want this, we want that. But the people got to live. What is the short term? What's the long term? The first 6 years, you don't do nothing. Then we should give you another 6 years. Liberian, that's your call. That's your call. Today you go to Monrovia, the place is a ghost town. Everybody protect themselves. Everybody protect themselves. The lady that died yesterday, they say, oh, Seti brother got a camera. The other person got a camera. But you won't tell me nobody can go there and say, let's see your camera. The time the president took to say that, let everybody get a CC camera. The president's going to post CC camera all over the country. All over the bar spot. Put camera there. But anyway, it still will not work because no light. No light, how it will work? Because when they're ready, they will cut the light off again. No light. So the camera will not even work. So it make no difference. Yeah. The best president, the best president, the best president, the best president. And what people are dying, suffering every day. Yeah. But we sit here and lie. Why I should use my platform to lie about somebody? Why I should use my platform? I don't lie about Boaka. I don't lie about George Weah. It's truth. Why should you go sit there and be lying on a document? If this document was wrong, I would never back it. But this document was tampered with. Long time we solve it because we said, no, y'all got to fix it. But you think somebody should give up the right because they want to be president. So Mr. Cummings should just come and say, okay, guys, I take responsibility for what? Lose the presidency, Mr. Cummings. Let them take it. But you cannot take responsibility for things that you never did. That is foolishness. You get there lying every day. Corrupt. Look at Darius Dillon. They make to show that. Let me tell you how you know if somebody can lie. This man purchased his own ticket and he lied. Is that the kind of person you want to listen to? He purchased his own ticket. He went there and paid his own money and lied to the Liberian people and said, I shame my man. You lie, continue to lie constantly over and over and over. Eh? That is why they can go to court. They don't want to lie on oath. They lied every day, damaged our country. You get out of wonder who who's sleeping all over the place, his butt naked picture all over the place, sleeping with poor children all over the place, little grandson all over the place. He was all jumping up. Oh, yes, the boomers are coming. Yeah, the boomers are coming. That the one was running for justice. But he has sold his soul back to George Weah. And we can hear the news. He looked like a cockroach now to George Weah because he had fallen flat to the feet of George Weah. Oh, you don't know, Henry Custer had fell flat. He had fallen flat to the feet of George Manneh Weah. George Weah got him just what they want him to be. Just what they want him to be. His money can come from the other place there. Like a friend. He and Spoon thought they do this now. Yeah. When Jato, when I bought naked guy was cussing Mr. Cummings. Oh, it was funny, man. In fact, let me say, and I will play it. He said, imagine Costa alone tried to damage Mr. Cummings. Then imagine if he ready for Mr. Cummings, it will be bad. He said it on his show, and I will play it. I'm ready yet. I put it all together. He said, Henry Costa alone. By the time he opened more Mr. Cummings, the ANC people confused and tried to damage Mr. Cummings. You know what they're thinking? This is their problem. They in America, they talk to the cities, the ANC people in America, in Liberia. And they think by sending the message to Liberia that the ANC people in Liberia are nothing. And the other ones then who got the opportunity, who have that opportunity to be on Facebook. And they say, oh, the Mr. Cummings and supporters in America, they're so arrogant and this and that they don't want to say anything. They're not what the common man saying, like, bro, don't let them lie to you. The people who are saying it, that the corrupt Unity Party supporters who got money can buy minutes and get on Facebook and you watch it. So just how they give it to you, give it to them. The people in Liberia can hear you. The common man in Liberia do not hear you. That's what they say. But they can be getting the news. Oh, and the ANC people in America, and the ANC people in America, they're jealous. They're jealous. Because you know what? Some of them get it without begging them for it. But let me tell you, anybody got to be careful. Information is at the fingertip. Be careful. Not everybody will accept it. I will not sit there, you go after an innocent man. I'd rather lose with Alex Cummings than to win with group of. Because guess what? Me, I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm nothing, but I can feed my family. If George Weah win, Ellison win, or Joe Walker win, it will not change my life. I'm not going to the library to go look for something. That's why I get money to send to the library to go get people so they can vote for me. I got friends there in Liberia who tell me, say, oh, General, come to Liberia, you got to be an answer with it. No, I'm not prepared to move home. When I say move home, I'm not going to run, then I'll be coming back here, back and forward. If I want to contest election in Liberia and be represented anything, I will go home and live. That means even if I lose, I will be there. You know what I'm saying? So, enough about money. And don't mind fool you say, oh, yeah, in America. No. We still know people there, like the same way you know us, you know the other people. But we're not in our business. We're not using cash violence. We're not there to go in a community and think because I gave you money, then I want you to cost John Brown. No, I'm not here for that. I help people who need it. I will not take my money and go give to somebody because you think it's on a political group and you start talking part of nonsense and I support you. The same way they were here on a cover. Then today they say the CDC, the UP. But they were all on a cover trying to bring that same CDC government down. That today now, they acting like they all there. Hypocrites. That is why they're trying to bring Mr. Cummings down. But the God that we serve, I don't know your God. If I would tell you today, there are a lot of people praying for Mr. Cummings. And even if a lot of people don't pray for Mr. Cummings, I, number one, pray for Mr. Cummings. I can tell anybody that. before I close my eye, because I love that country so much, I say, God, please open the eyes of the Liberian people. Let them see. Let them see. God, let your will be done. If Mr. Cummings is not president because of God, no one man can stop Mr. Cummings. Nobody can stop Mr. Cummings being president. Only God can stop Mr. Cummings. So you can call Liberia and you lie to the people and you give them fake news. Trust me, what goes around comes around. No man, no man, no man, no man. Today, Mr. Bwaka disappointed his own people. He disappointed people. But people, they take it for a joke. But you know how level like, bro? Right now, you hear them talking? No, you people, they're confused. The first place you know Mr. Bwaka lied on an oath. Even if the Omer are going to say, oh, yes, I know Alex, and you know Alex participated in the election, and he was here 2016. At least it sound right. At least he took part in 2017. But Mr. Bwaka said that he knew Alex from the CPP. You ain't think something wrong with the Omer that brain freeze? Or, hey, man. I need to bring somebody on to help me. Let me see if anybody texts me. I need to bring somebody on to come fire up. Yeah. I need to get somebody. I need to get somebody on to come and fire up small. That brain freeze or the Omer just deliberately lie. Deliberately lie.
Hello?
What are you doing?
About what?
You do work?
No, sir.
Oh, no, I thought you said, I want to bring it on. Let you go fire up small.
What?
Now, you talking about what? I already own.
ANC people pay me, man.
Okay, ANC will give you a check later on, man.
And then send me money.
My man, the man said he know Mr. Cummings from he met Mr. Cummings in the CPP.
Oh.
Bwaka said he first time to see Mr. Cummings after he joined the CPP.
What did that students I see that?
Hey, you boy, that was just play the tape all for the people to hear. The man said, if you're going to say I met Cummings 2017 during the election, say we're going to sound good. But if you tire farm, if you tire, I can't force you, my man.
I'll call you once I get situated.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm trying to bring Gerald Cummings on. But listen, this is the thing here. You know, not for power. You don't need to go that route and lie. Why are Liberians doing this thing? Why? You're listening to all the lies. The man said, oh no, that's the document I signed. So which one you signed now? Bring copy of the one you signed. The black no, Mr. Ure really putting the Omen under the ground. He finished telling the Omen, say, Jack continue to say the same thing that I gave five copies to Cummings. How will you give 5 copies to Cummings? Man, Liberian people, it makes sense. Mr. Cummings, the one supposed to receive 5 copies to do what? Nobody from our, please, maybe let somebody correct me. There is no way you can notarize the same document and make 5 copies and notarize the 5 copies. It never happened. You can notarize it and make copy and give it to them. You can never notarize 5 copies. That is where they lie. 2, the document was given to Mr. To in PDF. You know computer, maybe my own computer I know him, I know too good. PDF, you cannot. It was not given to him like this. They say, y'all go and print a document. Let me send it to your email. Y'all go print a document and send a document in. And the document was not submitted twice, not 2 times. No. Only anybody that say was submitted twice, they corrupt. They delivered the document on June 10th. The clerk signed for the document. Nobody was there. He gave it to the person responsible. They went through the document and said, oh, no, y'all got to notarize it. They went and notarized it and brought it back the next day. PDF. So what they changed on there? They all admitted. Ure said, yes, the lawyers were there. Mr. Bwaka said, no, the lawyer there. Taylor Ure said, oh, that's not true, no lawyer. So who are we going to believe? And two, if a document were signed on Zoom, that means you looking at me, I'm looking at you. And I got it 1 year, I signed just to make it load a virtual something. And we made one copy. Now, if this document that we signed May 19, if we do any amendment, do a resolution whatsoever, every one of them signed for the resolution. Every one of them signed. That document date will remain as May 19. My people, they're not no rocket science. You sign a document, bylaws and constitution, June 1st. We decide, oh, blah, 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 blah. We want to do amendment and this and that. We'll do it in August. When we do it in August, it still carry June 1st. Then I know extra thing you got to know. Now, why the re-sign? Because the lawyers advised them, let it be in alphabetical order. The first signature that he had there was UP and blah, 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 blah. They all aware. Yombly signed her name on that document and put May 19 right by her name. And Mr. Criminal Ure, the same thing. They took that document, they danced, they popped champagne, they lied, they danced, they did everything they won. They went through it. Even honor Mr. Bwaka, the future representative. Because Mr. Cummings refused to go as vice standard bearer to Mr. Bwaka, that the crime he committed. That's the crime. Because they had dirty plans. And even if Mr. Cummings was going to agree and go with Mr. Bwaka, Mr. Cummings would not live to tell the story. Because they were preparing to get him out some kind of way and push him out. And push him out. Your team will don't know. Your team will don't know your plans you had. The core group, Senator Zago, all these people. UP, it was not funny because of UP. Please. Yes. I got one person watching me. If the one can share it, it will be better to whosoever. But slow but sure, people watching it is resonating. If I don't come up, people can call me from Liberia and say, oh, when you hear you today, oh, Chief. Oh, I want to say sorry. Yesterday, I couldn't run the who is ABC. I'm very sorry because yesterday was Mother's Day program at the church. And I was so busy from the church to, we had to go to the mother house and hey, we had to enjoy ourselves and we were with the family. And I came, I was tired. I had to start work today. So, but this is the problem we have in my people. We all love Liberia. We all love Liberia. There are a lot of pressing issues. Then there's nonsense here. People dying. You don't hear from the Solicitor General. We all know they're all against Mr. Cummings, but let me tell you something today. Mr. Cummings is the next president. Mr. Cummings is the next president of Liberia. Let them go ahead. We will continue to fight and do what we're supposed to do. They can tell us, they say, well, Mr. Bwaka don't need to go nowhere. Yes, he don't need to go nowhere. because he will not make it anyway. Mr. Barker, he need to go campaign, and Mr. Cummings the one who need to go campaign. Mr. Cummings is desperate for power. Oh, Mr. Cummings desperate, but who carried a friend to court? The old man, let's see, the old man here. The old man say he know Mr. Cummings from nowhere. Let me just play again. Let me see.
Things fall into place. Did I see you coming, sir? Oh. Hey, Alex, how are you? Friend and brother for many, many years, schoolmate. And when we...
Yeah. Many years schoolmate. And the man who say he know Cummings from nowhere today in the court. You ain't think something wrong with the old man. The old man say he don't know Cummings from nowhere. Even the guy who say, oh yes, I met Cummings in 2017 during the election. But the man told the court.
Back in this project, I talked to Alex. And I said, look, we have this project. You need to get on board the Cynthia to elevate.
Yeah. I had this project. I had to talk to Alex. And guess what? Alex contributed more to that foundation. The project, I know they ate the money or what they didn't do with it, they ate it. Alex used to come from, let me call it the way he called it. Alex used to come from South Africa. Come to America when Joseph Boakai coming to America. Tell me, you think God can sleep? You think God can sleep? Listen, Mr. Cummings here now in juju. So none of y'all will do anything to him. His hands are not in juju. We will win that case. And that is where our campaign going to start from. Y'all continue going. Y'all do what you want to do. Y'all can carry it to anywhere you want to carry it. We'll win the case. It's just a matter of time. Serena Seaforth only trying to show his simplicity, his stupidness. That's all. That's all he's trying to show. You get a solicitor general, go all into drinking place and talking about case. Talking about it. What this man did. That you're envying him. That you're against him. What he did to you. Tell me what he did to you. Liberian, don't be fooled. Your destiny for Liberia to move forward, for Liberia to be a better place, we need a leader. We need a leader. You know why God doing, you know why all these things happening? God showing Alex Cummings that you got a lot of problems when you're president. You got a lot of trouble that you will hold. And this is the test to see how Alex will respond. This is the real test. Imagine he's seeing the court for himself. He's seeing the way the police working. He's seeing the way the lawyers working. He's seeing the things that are going on, killings and whatsoever. And government are doing nothing. God showing him. God taking Alex Cummings through this fire, the test. Through the rocket road. No matter how long it is. He will be president of Liberia. Some people might be on the post. I haven't reading the comments. They will say, oh, Mr. Cummings, he will be president 2029. Fine. Anything you say. But Alex Cummings will win the next election. The Liberian people will vote for Alex Cummings. Yeah. The Liberian people will vote for Alex Cummings. If you need a better economy, you need a better country, Alex Cummings is the only one that gave us a plan and telling us what he will do and what we need to do together as a nation. He telling you, say, this is what I will do. This is what we will do. So let me play for you guys now, as usual, the 5 whats and how of Cummings. He tell you, this is my 5 plans. This is my priority. These are the first 5. And I will take money from here. This is how we pay for it. This is what we need to do. So please don't leave. Share the video. I know you heard it before. Or if you have never seen that, Just pay attention to it. I beg you, please.
We deserve many things differently. The best look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we're not developed as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates expiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for day.
Okay, guys. Technology. You listen to this man. We got George, who's the president. We got Ben Nayuri. We got Joseph Boakai. We got Yombi Fool. Let go out of CPP. You got Tier 1 trying to run. You got Cassell, who's out. Which one of them have shown you a plan or to talk to you that we can do this XYZ? Nobody. Liberian people, that all the things they can stay, Mr. Cummings. Especially Mr. Cummings say, my salary. How much is the salary? He spent more than that. He said, I will get for the first time Minister of Corruption or Corruption Czar that will not be working for him but be working for the Liberian people. So if you related to Mr. Cummings or you support Mr. Cummings and you get into trouble, you on your own. Tell me. The common man, the people who are down there, these are the people on the minds of Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings not thinking about you and myself who trying to who at least will find food to eat. Mr. Cummings worry about Liberians who are not in school today. Mr. Cummings worry every day. He goes to town, he sees children selling cold water and selling on the sidewalk. But the government don't care. The government don't give a damn about it. Mr. Cummings just an ordinary citizen just like you and myself. God bless him, but he can't help everybody. Not because he must help people, so he should go and open S company. Or because he won't help people, he should open rubber company. Suppose he's not interested in rubber company. Eh? Please, people, ask questions that will benefit us. These people don't love you. The Joe Boyka, the Joshua, the Ure, they don't love you. The Yombly, the Darius Dillon, every one of them, they've been pretending. They are all Brutus, stabbing this man in his back. They want him to support them financially, but at the same time, they don't want him to be president because they're afraid he will stab the chopping. This man did nothing to us. He did nothing to us, yeah, my people. Even if we don't want him, we shouldn't spoil his name. Even if you don't want to vote for him, don't curse him. I have never seen nobody who patient like him. So imagine you get a leader that's very patient. Never raise his voice out to people, but he might apologize because somebody who knows him said something. Mr. Cummings oh, no one an apology. Nobody. When you go out of the way, you get what you deserve. Yeah. Some people think that because they can get on radio and I'm going to come there and just start cussing Mr. Boyka, I get a platform. No. And when I start doing it now, everybody will be coming. Oh, damn, money cussing now. You will see the choke like this. Wow. My man, how about that already cuss now? He said, oh, that man get the green cussing. Me, and I pay for no viewers. Malay, and you know, it's so funny. You know, there are people who watch you, but they don't want to comment. I agree, because they don't want their name to appear. There are people who see the show all the time. And yesterday again, I saw another lady. She said, hey, you boy, I'm a religious follower of you. I said, wow. You know how they want to say religiously. That means like how she go to church, that how she follow me. She said, hey, man. Because I was there, I said, no, I'm not making donation because you're getting rid of this. I said, I'm not doing no show today. But Liberians, Mr. Cummings is the best candidate. Mr. Cummings not going nowhere. He will stay in Liberia. And don't deprive yourself. Don't listen to somebody who say, oh, they will not vote for Mr. Cummings because they men who know Mr. Cummings cost this man. You better vote for your future. You better vote for your future. Don't vote for the time. Oh. They bring the money to you, you must eat it. The CEO gave you money to vote for Joe Weir or Joe Boyka, eat it. If he gave you anything, you take it and tell you to vote. You understand? Because they believe that they can use cash violence on you. Mr. Cummings got money, but the money he got it for himself. It is time now we must start begging. It is time. I know it's not easy, but let us get our proud too. I know it's not easy. I know it can be tough sometimes. I know. But we'll get there. You will work. You will do things. All we need is honest leader. There's a book written by Jefferson. They say the number one characteristic of a leader is honesty. If a leader is honest, guess what? He will not kill. He will not steal. He will not suppress. He will not honor mine. He will always have a clean heart. Integrity. He respect you. He respect his family. Empathy. Look, Mr. Cummings is capable enough to travel around Liberia with helicopter if you want to. Mr. Cummings is strong enough to travel with anything above ground to get to campaign. But Mr. Cummings continued to travel to see firsthand, to see what is happening. He will not touch everybody. He will not reach to everybody. The same way Joshua or whosoever will not reach. But he have done it and taken his responsibility to go to you and talk to you and feel you and touch you. He's just like you. He's not nobody with golden spoon. All of them jealous because they may work too hard. He from a poor family. All of them got their money from stealing, corruption. So they vex. They vex. All of them are roll. All of them got money from corruption, from government, taxpayer money. Imagine from 2016, Mr. Cummings moved home. They still kept making the thing you're going to join them. They thought Mr. Cummings was going to join them to be corrupt. When Mr. Cummings criticized the Senate for taking $30,000, they don't vex. They don't vex because Mr. Cummings was supporting them. He was supporting Mr. Cummings. But he vex because Mr. Cummings criticized him. If they're not taking 30,000 by this time, every district in Liberia get 2 or 3 ambulances, get fire truck, everything. But they corrupt the leader, just like the head of the government. They know. You think people don't know? You think people don't know that? Look, it's good for you, my people. Don't let it come to you. Yeah. So, guys, thanks for watching. Share it. Don't let nothing move you. I know people are mad. People are pissed off. The CEO for Spoon is a little boy to Mr. Cummings. Don't mind about whether he got money. He's a little boy for Cummings. Mr. Cummings retired. He's still working. He's a little boy for Cummings. He and Cummings not equal. Even if he get money, he get money reach to Cummings. So that I won't let him forget it. He's a little boy to Cummings. Don't let it move you. Don't let his show distract you. But don't get me wrong. You can speak the truth. You can call him out on his wrong, on his misinformation. Call him out on it. But don't waste your time on that. You saw what I did today? I called him out on it, and I got more time to talk about my candidate. Got more time to talk about my candidate. For them, they don't rewatch the show. But they have made more mistakes, said a lot of things, and they don't know what they have said. And when time comes, we will put their butt outside. They might not worry. Everything we're doing here on social media, everything that we're doing on social media, let them continue to talk. Let them talk. The day they won't get into politics, their own talking will go against them. It will catch them. It will catch them. Some people are doing all the things because they won't get into politics. Because they want to get it. They're doing this. They're disrespecting people. Don't worry. Don't worry. Mr. Cummings did nothing to nobody. Mr. Cummings have not disrespected anybody. He never disrespect a journalist or whosoever. People ask Mr. Cummings question, they insult him. They calling him gay. Kev Hassan on Spoon calling Mr. Cummings gay. The other person calling Mr. Cummings. Disrespectful people. You calling a man gay and he's not a gay. And he's not a gay. They're using the platform to tarnish other people. When we talk, they say, oh, you might not go to. Yeah, I said, we'll not go there. But we will call them out and we'll get onto their nerves and they will hear us. We can make friends after 2023 or F the friend. You know, they go to America. They got Bill Gates. He's the damn richest man they got. He's not the number one now. They got Elon Musk. They got Jeff Bezos, my eating penna in the house. Can you imagine Richard putting in America, my eating penna in the house? My neighbor Red Dye, my eating penna in the house. The eating penna here. They know how I pay the bill. If I don't pay my bill, that's my business. So I will not be afraid to tell any of my damn friends who think that they will want to lie on other person and give false information. They see where you can talk. My own mouth ain't go on vacation. My own, they say the men are down fear, no fall. If I want information, I can get all the info. And the information is plenty. The information is too plenty. When it comes from someone else, it will be bad. The information is plenty. This is politics. Do not, look, you can campaign, but you don't need to damage a man's character. You don't need to damage a man. That is not politics. The first thing, you are convinced that this man authored a document. And you want to get a show and you support it. Come up and say you supported somebody. And start beating around the bush. All in the mind that either George Weah or Boaka, Liberian people, let me ask you. Even if you don't want George Weah, you won't go take the same corrupt group from 2005 to 2017 back into power? There's something wrong with us now. There's something wrong with us. I know the person say, oh, my man, we got to take it easy. You know, we will need Boaka. Listen to me. Don't let nobody fool you. They will not support you. If they don't support you, they don't support you. Don't let nobody fool you that they will support you. They will not support you. Mo Ali will not support you. Henry Costa will not support you. Nobody else. Even the CEO of Spoon will not support Mr. Cummings. If he go into that room, he will not vote for Mr. Cummings. So let us start beating around the bush here. He will never vote for Mr. Cummings. He will never support Mr. Cummings publicly. He will only pretend and speak and say behind closed door that he's, oh, Mr. Cummings is a good man. But he would never. So why you should be afraid? Why you should be afraid? Why you should be a coward? Yes, some of us say we shouldn't do it. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Speak the truth. If Mr. Boaka made a mistake, and Mr. Boaka's lying on the oath, we should say that he lied on the oath. Because of politics, you testifying against a man who has sweat into your organization, in your stomach, Mr. Boaka. 2015. This was the same Ellis Cummings. 2017. In the second round of the same Ellis Cummings who supported you financially, support the entire UP candidate in the second round. This was the same Ellis Cummings, 2020, gave every one of them money to campaign. This was the same Ellis Cummings that single-handedly took the CPP, opened all the offices, because at that time, none of them paid dues. None of them paid a share. Oh, that all they want him for monkey web Bible draw. Oh, Ellis Cummings, he a stranger. He's a Liberian. What so much you got better than him? What you did more than Ellis Cummings? What you did? What you did? You bring your record out. How did you lie to Liberian people? Lie. Oh, I got a farm. Where's the farm? I'm doing business. Where's the business? Who you employ? You don't get one person. When you retire, you stay retired. Ellis Cummings not looking for a job. He retired already. He's not looking for a job. He retired. That is why he have the time to run for office. When he lose, you will not run away. You will not run away. I bet you right now, take the CEO from here, came to Library, and say that he go run for representative. When he lose, he will come right back and leave you there. He will leave you there, not because they got a radio station there, but he will leave you right there. He will not stay there to live. So every one of them want to get into politics, but they don't know when to get into politics. They think Library is a farm. It's a popular place. Joe, we are president, so anybody can be president. That is why everybody are fighting to go to Liberia. Oh, I want to run for president. Then not anybody can just run for president. Not because Joe, we are president. Some people say, oh, 2029 I'll be president. You see that kind of nonsense? They're not even working towards it to be president. Because they believe that they will go steal, that they put a stealing air. That they put a stealing air, they're stealing. Yes, you will make money. But why you go into politics? Some of them don't, because they think that you want to go into politics for. Like when you listen to Jato, when you listen to the butt naked guy, when you listen to Hero Costa, the butt naked man, he advocated, oh, the government this God, but he himself he corrupt. When you listen to him talking how the government is corrupt and this and that, but he himself is in bed with the corrupt government. They say the government corrupt, but they are in bed with the same corrupt government receiving money from the corrupt government. That is why the same corrupt government decided that they will expose them by the time they start acting frisky. Yes. By the time they start acting frisky, then they expose them. Yeah. That is why they decided to leak out this tape. You're listening to the tape here from the corrupt boy again. You're listening to the one here. But at the same government they're in bed with.
I'm talking with some of my key people, and the way I think we can do it that would be guaranteed and something that will give you confidence from your side is that we engage the body. That way, whatever decision is made, it will not be me alone. Yeah. So we engage the body, and that means, and the way to do it is the government invites us to a discussion. June 7th. There's nothing wrong with the government reaching out to a citizen. In fact, it makes the government look. I have built the consensus for us to go to the table. So that
you hear? Oh, that's how we did June 7th. You see how they were beating the people cheering. But I already built a consensus. There is nothing wrong. All the Liberian people say, oh, yes, at least they're talking to them. Just we did June 7th. We will collect the money. You see there? But they stay criticizing this government, but they are in bed. But because they can't win, so they rather stay with the government to damage a man that they cannot win. Because he himself wanted money from Mr. Cummings, because Cummings gave it to him, that trouble. Liberian people, you're listening and listen good. That the same people who are fighting for you, who say that you go outside there June 7th, we raise the money, all this and that, they went there, they abandon you. They abandon you. That the tape came out today, and not today, long time. But they can't talk about the tape. They will not talk about the tape. The CEO, Spoon, will not play the tape because Spoon and Costa are in. He will never play the tape on his show. He will never accept it. He will never play it. He will never play it. Never. Because if he play it, the people in Liberia will hear it, and it's a problem between your Costa. Because if he try, Costa will expose him. So he will not do it. You see the difference? You understand?
The government officially invite us to the table, go to the table. So I mean, anything that's agreed upon there, it will not be a Henry Costa alone thing. But the guys are definitely open to the discussion. That's what I've done. So tell your people if they genuinely want to engage. Yeah, but I was saying, but you are concerned about guarantees. Where the guarantee is to engage the body, and I have already begun to build a consensus with the body, and then it makes the government look good. It reaches out to its citizens as it did on June 7th. So COP.
Yeah, as they did on June 7th. That COP, they're not political party. COP, and don't put Fagon inside too. So what you think you're talking to? Don't tell Fagon. But Natalie Maggie. But I bet you Spoon Network would never play it because of the connection between he and Costa. If he play it, Costa will trash him up. So he will not play it. These are the people who want to go to Liberia to run for president. These are the people who want to lead the people they call them hero. but they put their interest first. And these are the same people, because they know they cannot make it. They say the only obstacle to them is to damage Mr. Cummings. And you can't damage Mr. Cummings. Even Mr. Cummings don't win, there is nothing you can do to Mr. Cummings. Nothing. Nothing. Liberians, please love your country. Leadership, voting for people is not about you knowing them. It's not about relationship between you before you vote. Ask the question. Question that will benefit your community. Question that will benefit your children. Ask the person how they will do their school business, how they farming, their job business. We get jobs. That's why Mr. Cummings never tell you, say, I promise, we. He say we. He never say, Like Mr. Bwaka say, the only man can beat Joe. We are. The only one can beat you. What made you the only one? You won't be him for you being second again. You won't be before. How you be the man again? Hey, Liberian people. Our country in your hand. Our country in your hand. Liberia is bleeding for justice. Liberia is bleeding. Liberia is not united. Liberians, we are not together. We are not together. We trash each other. We kill because of these corrupt politicians. Do you know what they sue Mr. Cummings for? They sue Mr. Cummings. They say Mr. Cummings then put in a document, Article 5.1, 8.5.1, that Mr. Cummings then put it there. But when they left from there, the Jato, the pot naked carry, you say Mr. Cummings forged your signature. Mr. Cummings did this. Listen, they get so many things on one document. Outside, they say Mr. Cummings took the other page and put it on the document and carry it. But in a court, their complaint is the exit clause. They sign something, they want to move. So all they believe in that if they can win the case on the exit clause, that means the Supreme Court will say, oh, but then that's true. United Party supposed to run. Jesus, help us. God help Allah. God, please, just forgive them, God. Just forgive them. For they know not what they are doing. Forgive them. Forgive them. Liberia will rise again. Liberians, don't be fooled. Don't let them push you around. This election are coming, that the only time you get to teach them lesson. You voted for George Weah before. That's it. You play your role. You did your own. If he didn't do it right, that's your business. But you chase black car in the day, you won't find it. You can't find it in the night. There is nothing George Weah can offer Liberia again. Nothing new. If we give George Weah power, he will drag us on Broad Street. We'll never forget it. That the time someone will be telling Liberian people, say, we got to make George Weah lifetime president now too. Yeah. Let me ask you. If a Liberian people don't want George Weah, why did you go bring UP? You believe it? Let's say we want, okay, as much as I don't want George Weah, but a UP and Bena Yure them will bring to come run a country. So they will steal by imagination too. They will not steal. They are finished using the money. They won't steal more. Bena Yure won't go back to Maritime. Trust me. Back to Maritime. Or maybe his daughter will be vice president of Bwaka. Because I don't know who Bwaka going to carry. So guys, please. Cummings is the best candidate. They all know. Including the CEO, they can say it, but they're not supporting him because they're scared. All of them are afraid of him. All of them are afraid of him. Because he don't take nonsense from them. He don't beg nobody for anything. So, because of that, let's listen to Mr. Cummings. Let me play a Mr. Cummings song for you here.
That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, yeah, you come, man, we coming. When the year is me checking you again, guys, c'est fort, we come in. We better be coming. They are my son, we come in. We better be coming. C'est coming, c'est fort. They are my son, we better be coming. Everybody's talking about a nigga and a zara come but I can't move. Everybody's talking about a nigga and a zara come move. Yeah, it's me checking you again, guys. From the shore of the gorilla to the peak of the Himba mountain, we coming. Yeah. And we coming from the episode to the shores of the shepherds. We better than be coming. Young guy, you're the cool man, we coming. Yeah. We better than be coming. From all the way, my puto to the peak, I want to kiss it. Say one, say two, say three, say four. Come here, we coming. We better than be coming. We coming. We better than be coming. We coming. We better than be coming. I said. Everybody's talking about a maker, Alexander, come here, baby, I came on more. Everybody's talking about a maker, Alexander, come here. When the year is me checking you again, guys, and when it comes, nobody should hold me. Everybody's celebrating as I'm dancing to my right and I'm dancing to my left. C'est one, c'est two, c'est three, c'est four. Come here. From Maserati to Nakibi, Passa to River Cess. Hey, all the way to Bone County. From Nima County to Grand Cheetah. River Cheese, I know Maryland and Grand Crew County. Lova came up on me and Bapo County. We coming. We better be coming. They are my two sons. We coming. We better be coming. C'est coming. C'est fort. They are my two sons. We better be coming. C'est one, c'est two, c'est three, c'est four. Come here. It's gonna be coming.
Yeah. Alexander B. Cummings. That's a nice music. And it got all the counties from the mountain of Wologisi all the way down to Nimba, Kranji, there, whatsoever, all over the place. Alexander B. Cummings. He's the only man. The people say nobody knows Cummings, but Cummings' name in the paper every day, in the news every day. Yeah, the people get it, man. Yeah. Some of them praying all for Mr. Cummings to give up, but they want to waste your time. God get our man for a purpose. Yeah. And let us pray for them. Let us pray for our leaders, that they will understand that their responsibility is to serve the people if they want to lead. It's not about themselves. But it's heartbreaking to see our older statesmen to lie on an oath that he don't know Cummings from anywhere. He met Cummings in CPP. Mr. Bwaka forgot that Cummings participated in the 2017 election. Now it's so embarrassing. UP don't know how to even change the story to say, no, what he trying to say is that they were in CPP together. You want them to say, do you know this man? Yes. How well you know him? Oh, I know him from CPP. You working? He said, yeah, he's self-employed. He's an agriculturalist. Wow. Power. Mr. Bwaka lied on an oath. Former constitutional vice president. Is that the man you want to make president? Lying publicly? Eh? Oh, Mr. Cummings tempered with document. Mr. Cummings tempered with this. Nothing in the court say Mr. Cummings tempered with document. They say to forgery or whatsoever. Just because they won't run away. So who betrayed the people? They betrayed us. All the lawyers that did the work, none of them are member of ANC. None of them from ANC. But you see, things are coming out. God will beat them publicly. God will whip them. God will lay them down and actually spank them. Yeah. But the woman liar, Mr. Cummings, oh, no one apology. When I listen to that picking a small ball for Cummings. Small ball for Cummings. Okay, guys, I think I'm done. Let me go through the comments, and I'm just going to rush through it. I'm not going to say nothing much on it. But thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Everybody who's on this thing here today, I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, whether you support Mr. Cummings or not, but just by listening to me. And even if you cost me today, but you stay on this thing here and you listen to me, I appreciate it. Even if you say Mr. Cummings that gay, but you stay on here and you listen to me, I appreciate you. You are Liberian. Maybe when you get from other here, you will change. But Liberia is the only country we got. That is why we are doing what we're doing today. So you can do the same thing. You can talk to people. It is your right to support who you want to support. But sometimes, and look, there are so many things sometimes people want to do. Some of the ANC people want to do. Sometimes they blame us. They say, oh, you guys want to be acting all mud. Don't do it. No. We tell them, say, don't go that route. Don't go. But it's frustrating. Yeah. We don't need to go dirty. Everything I put, when I play my own tape, that they tape that they own off. And I know how to change picture. I know I got Photoshop. My people, if I want to do, I will do it. I'm not to take one person here from the place and put it there. That's why you see me. I don't repost pictures. They can even put Joseph Bwaka head on this thing. I look at it, I pass. I do not repost it. And trust me, if I repost, people will tell me, say, hey, Mooney, I did it one time with George Weah, Sunshine. Everybody will call it. I just took it down straight. So, my own I do it. You think I react karate movie? Seriously. You think I react karate movie? So the same Photoshop you can use, we can do it. We can switch things around, but going dirty is a nonsense. But that's what people want to do. But people think going dirty by pictures. But you can go dirty by mouth just to come here. Let's say I come up here right now and just lie. Although the truth sound like lies in other people's ears. So don't some people can't say it was a lie. I just come here lying all day. Oh, Joe Bwaka get walk. Joe Bwaka this. Joe Bwaka that. People listen to me, but why I should do that? Why? What good it will do? No, not do nothing. Oh, Mr. Bwaka stole this sort of money. Mr. Bwaka did this. Listen, my own I tell you, I say, Mentor Steve gave all the representatives and senator one picker each. What they get the president and vice president? Now your homework. When they used to send the envelopes, they go in the vice president office. He's the president of the Senate. That place they get all the document from. They go to the vice president. The vice president negotiate with them. And not the president pro tem. The vice president never veto anything, but the vice president will tell the people, say, listen, guys, the president need that document. And, you know. So, guys, have a good day. God bless you. And let God protect you and your family and protect Liberia and bless our leaders. Our leaders, God should bless them, give them wisdom. And sometimes in lies, they should keep it back a little bit and help our people. Another woman was killed again. May her soul and souls of all the faithful departed rest in perfect peace. Thank you. God bless you. And I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Share this video to everybody. And you can like it too, you know. So share it. Same time, same station. Maybe it will be 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock. But today I started early. So y'all have a good day. Bye for now. I won't go, but I'll go. Okay. Oh, let me play the speech for Mr. I love that speech. Let me just play my latest speech before I go. I call that the unity speech. That is the unity speech. Yeah.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Kipmount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Cess, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Liberia, or whosoever, a foreigner, the woo. I see you. Y'all have a good day, man. I love you guys. Bye for now.
No.